What's up, nerds? So coming to you today because I wanted to talk about this reboot for Kickass. Now, I want to just start off. Sorry, I'm late on this. This happened this past week, and I've just been sick in bed, and I didn't have time to do this because I was I was just drinking a lot of liquids and sleeping a lot. Anyways, but I want to talk about it now because I have thoughts. So, they're talking about doing a reboot on Kick-Ass. And I'm going to go through this article from inverse.com. And sorry, I'm covering up Hit Girl and everything, but I wanted to talk about this because I love Kick-Ass. I read the comic book when it first came out. I thought it was so good. I love both those movies that came out. I love them both. They're both so good. I like the first one a little bit better, but the second one I still like. I really like the second one. So I'm going to read this article and I'm just going to talk about it and everything. And I'm just curious as to is this really what we want? Like, do we need a reboot on Kick-Ass? I mean, Matthew Vaughn, I like Matthew Vaughn. And I'm interested in seeing what he has up next and everything, but I just don't know if this is something that me personally, I'm interested in revisiting. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want to watch Kick-Ass, I'll go watch those two movies and I'll read the comic books. The comic books are so good, you guys. You should go read them. All right, let's read this. So 10 years later, a controversial superhero franchise is getting a big reboot. All right, so it says 2023 is gripped with reboot fever. Ain't that the truth, sister? Frasier is quipping again. I haven't watched Frasier. I don't think I'm going to. It's just they haven't brought back, they're not bringing back Niles, and the dad isn't there, and they just the dad is really what made that show, in my opinion, and I don't think I'm going to watch it, but we'll see. iCarly is vlogging again. I never watched iCarly. And Scott Pilgrim is getting an animated makeover, which, by the way, the trailer for that looks great. I'm going to be watching that. Love Scott Pilgrim. Anyways, but while it's a great time to relaunch an old story, it's also a great time to tell a new superhero stories. I don't know, man. You guys got to really watch that stuff. I mean, Mark Miller tried to do that stuff on Netflix with that what was that superhero show that only got one season and nobody watched it and everything, which I thought it was pretty good, but what are you going to do? All right, so the Marvel Cinematic Universe is chugging along, and the DC Universe is eyeing a reboot. Yeah, they are. And Prime Video's Boys, it's the Boys universe, Boys universe, okay, is somehow lampooning the giant franchises while being one itself. Circumstances are perfect for a long-awaited reboot, and now it may finally be happening, just not how you think. During the New York Comic Con panel for his upcoming movie, Argyle, which I am excited about. I think Argyle looks great. I love, oh gosh, what is his name? Shoot, the star of that movie. He was in Moon and everything. I cannot think of his name right now off the top of my head. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I think he's great. I think it's so great that he picked him as a leading man in that movie and not Henry Cavill with that crazy looking hair. Anyways, okay. Kick-Ass director and co-writer Matthew Vaughn provided a hopeful update about a possible reboot for the superhero series Kick-Ass changed people's perception of what superhero film is. We're doing it again, Entertainment Weekly reports Vaughn, saying none of the other characters from the other Kick-Ass are in it, though we'd like to have them back after the reboot. I can't really talk about it, but it's fun. See, and that's another thing. Am I interested in Kick-Ass without Kick-Ass? It's like all these shows. Am I in like all those Sony movies? Am I interested in a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man? And I'll be honest with you, besides Venom, and Venom 2 was kind of fun, but the rest of them just suck. I mean, I did like Morbius, but Morbius is not a good movie. I just liked it because I didn't know anything about Morbius except for that animated Spider-Man show from the 90s. And I went in literally, I didn't know anything pretty much about the character. And I went in with zero expectations. With Kick-Ass, I'm going to go in with high expectations because I think highly of this IP. And if I'm sorry, I don't care about all these other characters. I care about Kick-Ass and his friends and all that situation. So it'll be interesting to see where we go from here, but let's read. Kickass, based on the comic book series written by Mark Miller. Again, I mentioned Mark Miller before. He did that one show. What was that called? It was not Invincible. That's from Amazon. That's a different writer. That's Kirkman. What is the name of that show? It doesn't matter. Anyways, but Kick-Ass, the comic book, is really, really good. Mark Miller, I do like Mark Miller's work. I think he does a good job most of the time. Sometimes his stuff is it was okay, but it wasn't that great. Anyways, which underwent its own reboot in 2018. Miller's new series focus on Patience Lee, a Black veteran who takes on a superhero heroic alter ego. Essentially, the comic book has provided a built-in reboot premise should Vaughn choose to adapt it for his upcoming movie. I haven't read that comic book with the Black veteran lady, Patience Lee. Yeah, I haven't read that. But yay. I mean, I'm not interested, you know. Anyways, regardless of the substance of Vaughn's script, this is the perfect time for a kick-ass reboot. Is it though? Is it? While the first two movies riffed on the superhero movies of pre-Avengers world, we're now entrenched in a world where superhero franchises aren't afraid to knock off half the Earth's population or explore a complicated multiverse. Life as a superhero is even more complicated than it used to be. I mean, I guess so, but whatever. Vaughn has been speculating about a Kick-Ass reboot since 2021, and some rights issues he spoke about with Collider at the time have since cleared up, making this as good a time as any to get going. Kick-Ass is a superhero franchise that picked apart the genre with plenty of gore and profanity. Well, before that approach became popular, but while two movies make it nothing more than just a footnote, a third chapter released a decade later could cement it in superhero history alongside the big boys like The Boys. I mean, that is a good point on the like making, like rounding off the Kick-Ass trilogy. But at the same time, if Kick-Ass is not in it, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. So we'll see where this goes. I mean, this sounds like it's going to be a movie, but if it's a TV show, I might be interested in that. I just don't know, man. Again, if it doesn't have Kick-Ass in it, I'm not interested. And I didn't see that spin-off comic book. I didn't read it. I'm not going to either. I just don't care. But I mean, we'll see where it goes, you guys. I just I don't know, man. I'm gonna say right now, if it's a movie, I'll definitely watch it, even if it is a spin-off movie and Kick-Ass isn't in it. I'll probably watch it just because if it rounds out, especially if it rounds out the trilogy, then I'll be like, okay, fine, I need to add this to my collection. But hopefully, you know, it's in good hands and it does well. You know what I'm saying? We'll see, you guys. I just don't know, but I love how like this is perfect time for a reboot. I was like, it's just like, is it though? People are getting superheroed out. I mean, I'm not getting superheroed out. I love superhero shit. I'll watch superhero shit all day, but most people are getting superheroed out. So yeah. All right, you guys, tell me what you guys think about this. Do you want a Kick-Ass reboot? Do you want a Kick-Ass spinoff reboot? Do you want Kick-Ass in the reboot? Or are you just like not interested? Did you read those comics? What did you think about those comics? How do you feel about Mark Miller as a writer, as a comic book writer? Did you watch that Netflix show? What was the name of that? Man, I can't remember. All right, tell me what you guys think about all this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on my next video. You guys have a good day. Bye.